It needs to be cleaned and sent south to the Everglades.
Local activists in Southwest Florida are raising awareness about a toxic algae bloom now affecting half the state. Plus, police catch a suspect who was close to blowing up a condominium. Find out how he picked his target and the innovative way one Florida city wants to fix their homeless problem. Your Suncoast News starts right now.
You're watching ABC 7 News at 11.
Hello and welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Adam Cellini. Topping our news tonight, Floridians throughout Southwest Florida came together today to raise awareness and demand action about fixing the toxic algae problem throughout the state in the Save Our Fisheries convoy. The toxic blue-green algae has returned to Lake Okeechobee water, and that water from the lake is discharged into both the St. Lucie and Caloosahatchee rivers to avoid flooding, carrying with it the toxic algae. Florida Governor Rick Scott declared a state of emergency to 7 coastal counties earlier this week. ABC 7's Jackie Kelly spoke with protesters in Punta Gorda who are worried it's connected to red tide blooms near our area.
Adam, earlier this morning, dozens of concerned citizens met here in Punta Gorda and traveled down this road as a pack to Lake Okeechobee to let politicians know that enough is enough.
We need the politicians to stop talking and start putting pen to paper.
Charter Captain Rhett Morris has seen toxic algae blooms before, but few like the red tide Southwest Florida has endured this year. The powerful bloom has lingered near Lee County for over a month.
It's killing manatees up to 10 feet long, which I've documented. Goliath grouper up to 500 pounds, that's a 25-year-old fish, and then tens of thousands of one of the state's most valuable game fish, which is snook.
The organizer of the Save Our Fisheries convoy says marine life isn't the only thing affected by the toxic algae.
Our whole state requires clean water for tourism. People aren't going to the beaches. People aren't going to want to move here. People aren't going to want to vacation here if our water isn't clean. As a state, we rely on clean water, and we need to get these problems fixed.
Many wonder if the red tide is connected to another harmful algae bloom in Lake Okeechobee, where water has been discharged and down the Caloosahatchee River to Florida's west coast. Florida Congressman Ron DeSantis, who's campaigning for governor, showed up to hear concerns and show support.
Part of what makes Florida great is to have these natural resources, and when those are spoiled, it's not the same place.
DeSantis says more water should be sent south instead of to our coastlines.
The solution is going to be we have to stop discharging this polluted water into the Caloosahatchee and St. Lucie rivers. It needs to be cleaned and sent south to the Everglades as intended. And if you do that, you'll be able to fix a lot of the problems here.
Plans for a new reservoir project south of Lake Okeechobee were approved by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers earlier this week, but still could be years before it's built. People here today say that they will not stop until their voice is heard, and they urge people at home to reach out to government officials until something changes. Reporting in Punta Gorda, Jackie Kelly, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thank you, Jackie. A new addition to the Lido Key shoreline. Take a look. Heavy-duty sandbags recently put up in some of those eroded areas. You'll be seeing more of them as the hurricane season continues. They are extra hefty and meant to protect the dunes. According to Sarasota's city manager, these will remain in place through the 2018 hurricane season. Well, a rainy afternoon here on the Suncoast, maybe some more rain tomorrow. We'll take a live look here at our tower cam where all is quiet in downtown Sarasota. A nice night to be out. Let's take it over to Wendy Ross for a first look at the rest of our weekend forecast. Wendy?
And things did start to quiet down for us early this evening, and right now it's still 80 degrees out there, so 11 o'clock and 80 degrees, and it feels as though it's 85. We have high humidity of calm winds right now, and we are looking at mostly fair skies across our region. So earlier today we did have some showers that were along the coastline and then east of I-75 with the sea breezes, those showers formed once again, but they moved on up towards the north for the most part. And by 5:30, 6 o'clock, it was pretty much over for us. We had mostly fair skies along the west coast of Florida. And right now, some other showers are beginning to form right around Lake Okeechobee. But as you can see, all the rain is out of our area right now. So we're looking at fair skies at this hour with more rain on the horizon. So showers are expected to come back into the forecast, but we're not likely to see them until the morning hours tomorrow. And this is what it's going to look like. You'll be able to see these showers starting to form from Venice southward, and we'll let you know what the rest of the weekend is shaping up to be in just a few minutes. Adam.
All right, thank you, Wendy. New at 11, Sarasota police have made an arrest after an argument led to gunfire earlier tonight. It happened near Sarasota Memorial Hospital around 7 o'clock. Police say after an argument between two men, one discharged a gun near the corner of US 41 and Arlington Street, but the other man had already left by the time police got there. The man who shot his gun was arrested, and luckily nobody was hurt. Some new video into our newsroom tonight of a Sarasota County Sheriff's deputy laid to rest. Nearly 1,000 Sheriff's Office members honored Deputy Kevin Blakely yesterday. Blakely passed away from cancer, but is remembered for his service as a U.S. Marine Corps veteran officer in Massachusetts and his service at the scene of one of America's most tragic days, September 11th. Police in Longboat Key have seen an increase in contractors and other home improvement workers stealing jewelry and other items from homes. Longboat Key police are now urging people to be extra careful and aware when someone is working in or around their properties. Jewelry, cash, and other items have been missing from some people's homes out on the island, and in a lot of those cases, it appears in the hands of service people who are working there. Police say hundreds of thousands of dollars in valuables have been stolen from homeowners by these service workers in different parts of the Key.
What we're trying to do is just encourage people to use more common sense, and just when a person comes into your home that you don't know, just either accompany these people around the house while they're doing their job and leave fewer items in plain view of value.
Surveillance cameras and the license plate recognition technology has helped lead to tracking down these suspects, and Longboat Key police are currently in the middle of a few other investigations. Well, some good news for Manatee County. New reports by the Manatee County Sheriff's Office show a significant decrease in the amount of overdoses in the area. In the first 6 months of 2018, deputies responded to 166 overdoses with 18 deaths. That is far less than the first half of 2017, when there were 881 overdoses and 85 deaths. Law enforcement are also cracking down on drug arrests. Yesterday, 4 men were charged with distributing more than 2 kilograms of heroin in Manatee County. Rafael Sanchez and Jerome Miller are from the area, and the other 2 men are from Orlando. The U.S. Attorney's Office says the DEA conducted a search warrant at a home in Dade City, where the 4 are accused of cutting up pure heroin to be sold on the streets of Manatee County. Those men face a life sentence in a federal prison. Florida Highway Patrol wants to help reduce car versus pedestrian accidents in Manatee County. On Monday, they'll be introducing a program known as PEDS, which stands for Pedestrian Education and Developing Safety. FHP says the purpose is to lower the number of injuries and deaths through education and enforcement. They'll be focusing on areas prone to pedestrian and cyclist-involved crashes. The first PEDS meeting will be this Monday on Cortez Road West and 26th Street West from 9 to 11 in the morning. A man accused of wanting to burn down an entire condominium is in police custody tonight. Miami Beach police arresting 72-year-old Walter Stopler this week and charging him with first-degree attempted arson and attempted murder. Take a look at this video of the storage unit of the condominium Stopler is accused of trying to burn down. Inside, police say they found 28 containers of gasoline, sulfur powder, and potassium nitrate. Cops say Stopler had anti-Semitic views and said he wanted to kill Jewish people. A close friend of his actually called the police once he learned of those plans.
We've learned that he was facing an upcoming eviction. Yesterday, our officers, our detectives from our intelligence unit, intercepted him with 2 filled gasoline containers.
Cops say Stoppler had already dumped about 15 of those containers down a trash chute, and they believed they intercepted what could have been a total disaster. One group of experts studying homelessness in Florida is suggesting psychiatrists hit the streets. The Palm Beach Post reports a task force in the city of West Palm Beach was formed after a series of stabbings and an increase in crime by homeless people there. Now the group is suggesting hiring a psychiatrist to hit the streets and counsel the homeless who might have mental problems and even give medication to those who may need it. The task force estimated the psychiatric service would cost the city $50,000 to $90,000. Some other suggestions include creating a drop-in center to provide temporary shelter, medical, or mental help. A Florida teen was bitten by 2 snakes while mowing a lawn near Jacksonville this week. 2 marks remain on the back of 17-year-old Connor Stoll's leg, where he says the snake bit him while he was mowing the lawn Wednesday morning. The FWC says 7,000 to 8,000 people in the U.S. are bitten by venomous snakes every year.
And I went and moved over to our truck and just sat there and tried to stop the bleeding from my leg.
Doctors told Stoll that he did not get sick because the venom from the snakes never entered his body. Although he is still recovering, he says the snakes won't keep him from mowing lawns. Well, it would be an excuse for me. 2 people were bitten by a shark within minutes of each other. It happened at Fernandina Beach, just northeast of Jacksonville. One of those victims was 17, the other 30 years old. Both were taken to the hospital and are in stable condition. The fire chief there says it's been years since any shark bites have been reported on that particular beach. Well, coming up, more than 2,500 immigrant children are still separated from their parents, but tonight we'll hear from one lucky family that's finally back together. And heads, you're off the hook, tails, you go to jail. That's the method 2 cops used on a woman, and it was all caught on camera.
I'm Deshauna Barber. In 2016, I was proud to win the title of Miss USA. What makes me just as proud is my service in the U.S. military. In the service, a soldier gains skills and learns values like discipline and leadership. That makes them an asset to any business that hires them. If you're an employer, on behalf of Coalition to Salute America's Heroes, remember to hire smart and bet on a vet. Visit saluteheroes.org or call this number to learn more.
Did you know that a dirty CPAP system can make you sick? If you knew what could be growing in your mask and hose, it would keep you up at night. Now SoClean.com has released the world's first and only automated hands-free CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. With its patented design, SoClean is fast, effective, and hands-free, killing 99.9% of all CPAP germs. Try SoClean now through this special TV offer free for 30 days. Just call 800-604-0398.
My health has improved. It's simple to use, and I'm not worried about infections.
SoClean works on all CPAP machines and popular masks, destroying CPAP bacteria, viruses, and germs without the daily hassle of washing your system by hand. Just place your mask in, close the lid, and in just minutes, voila! Sanitized and ready to use. Try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. This is a limited time offer. Call now, 800-604-0398. Or visit SoClean.com today.
If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, and you're struggling to pay your bills while your case is dragging on, that's where Oasis Financial comes in. Only Oasis has Oasis Express Cash that can get you from $500 to $25,000 in as little as 24 hours, faster than anyone else. There's no risk and no out-of-pocket cost.
It was so simple. I made one phone call. Oasis was able to give me the money within 24 hours.
To pay for my electric bill, my rent, and my groceries for my children.
And even if you end up losing your case, Oasis lets you keep the money, so there's absolutely no risk to you. You don't have to worry about repaying Oasis.
If I had lost my case, then I wouldn't be responsible for paying the money back. And that was a blessing.
Oasis, they killed it, man. They helped me out. They gave me my life back. See how much money you can get before your case settles. Call Oasis Financial, because life moves faster than your case. 1-800-874-8185. 1-800-874-8185.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? Well, now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
The government working to meet a court-ordered deadline to reunite children with the parents they have been separated from at the U.S. border. Here's Tana Hernandez with the latest emotional reunions.
The Trump administration now working to reunite more than 2,500 immigrant children separated from their families. The emotional reunions playing out across the country. 6-year-old Jesslyn, separated from his mother for nearly 2 months, finally reunited in Seattle. Their joyful reunion coming just one day after the high-profile reunion of Allison Jimena with her mom. 6-year-old Allison became the voice and the face of those children separated from their families after she was recorded crying, asking someone to call her aunt. ProPublica following Allison's mom on the 5-hour journey to meet her daughter at a Houston airport early Friday morning. Her message to other parents, keep fighting. A Guatemalan mother driven from Arizona to New York, reunited with her 3 children. She thanked the group Immigrant Families Together, which is raising money to help other families reunite. And in Detroit, a father separated from his 3-year-old son for more than 3 months. The two finally together after a court-ordered deadline requiring all children under 5 to be reunited with their parents. According to the government, 57 of 103 young children have been returned to their families. But in some cases, parents didn't qualify because of criminal background. In other cases, parents have already been deported. Ty Hernandez, ABC News, New York.
Ryanair is apologizing for diverting a flight today. That flight from Dublin, Ireland to Zadar, Croatia was diverted to Frankfurt. The airline said it was because of an in-flight depressurization issue. The company offered customers refreshment vouchers and hotel accommodations, although an official statement from the airline says there was a shortage of available accommodations. Passengers were able to board a different plane en route to Zadar later in the day. New details tonight about the founder of Papa John's, who says he's sorry for a racial slur caught on tape. Now he's saying the company's marketing agency tried to blackmail him to bury the story. John Schnatter says the marketing agency who went to Forbes for the story wanted Papa John's to add a well-known rapper to its advertising campaign to negate damage from the NFL kneeling controversy, when Schnatter claimed in an earnings conference call last fall had hurt profits.
It wasn't a slur. It was a session on strategy and media planning and training, and I repeated something that somebody else said and said we're not going to say that. We don't use that kind of language and vocabulary, and sure it got taken out of context and sure it got twisted, but that doesn't matter. I hurt people's feelings. That's what matters here, and for that I'm sorry.
Schnatter feels like some of his closest allies have rushed to judgment. As a result, he resigned his position at Papa John's and gave up his seat on U of L's Board of Trustees, which he has served on for the last 2 years. And now to the shocking behavior of 2 police officers caught on camera. The woman arrested here was speeding on her way to work when she was stopped. The officer who stopped her added a charge for reckless driving and asked the other officer what she should do. That's when they turned to a coin-flipping app on their phone to decide, and the odds were not in the driver's favor.
A head, R tail. Okay. This is tail, right? Yeah.
One of the officers later admitting to her partner that she didn't have a radar to clock how fast the woman was actually going. Both officers are now on administrative leave. Well, it was an unlucky Friday the 13th for two Iowa men who were struck by lightning in the afternoon in a parking lot of a golf course. Both men were taken to the hospital. Neither of their immediate condition is known, but they were both responsive once they got there. About 400 people in the U.S. survive lightning strikes every year. Although we wouldn't recommend taking your chances.
No kidding.
Because, yeah,
no kidding.
those odds are never in your favor.
But some very strong thunderstorms this afternoon. They were east of I-75. They moved on up towards the north. They didn't linger long. However, when they strike, they come down. There's a downpour.
Big time.
And you experienced that
sure did.
earlier in the day,
Yeah.
didn't you? Right around the coast.
Luckily, these clothes dried off by now.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Thank goodness. Because that's what's been happening. And we're going to see kind of a repeat scenario today with more showers in the morning hours, but right now things are quiet. We don't have any rain to report. We've been seeing mostly fair skies across the region. We had some showers earlier this evening. They all came to an end around 6:30 tonight, and so you're looking at partly cloudy skies right now with a few showers forming just around Lake Okeechobee, moving in our direction, but not likely to make their way over here. So we're not going to see the rains developing during the overnight time period, but by morning we should start to see some showers along the coastal section. So that's what we're likely to experience. You can see there's nothing going on here, and then all of a sudden we get this bloom of showers, and they go away pretty quickly, but we're going to see them right here around Venice southward, and we're expecting to see them moving onshore. And then we'll get the afternoon showers coming on in east of I-75. They'll pick up with the sea breeze, and so we'll get that line of showers that takes place well inland, and we'll see maybe a 30% chance of rain in the forecast for tomorrow. But today, because the sun did come out for long periods of time, we got up to a high of 92 with an overnight low of 76 degrees. And right now, all of our temperatures are in the 70s and 80s across our viewing area. You can see right here along the beaches, 80, and then you move inland and we're looking at mostly 70s until you go into the real center of the state, where it certainly is back up in the 80s. Now, we are dealing with Beryl once again. Do you remember Beryl? Beryl was out in the Atlantic before, and now it's located right here off the coast of the U.S. And if I put this into motion, you can start to see this counterclockwise circulation right about there. It's not a very well-defined storm. It's a subtropical system, and it's moving off towards the northeast, and it's going to continue to make its way out here into the cold waters of the North Atlantic, where it will eventually die. But right now we're looking at 40-mile-per-hour winds. It's moving fairly quickly north-northeast at around 13 miles per hour, and this is what our spaghetti plots look like. So the models are taking it right out to sea, away from the U.S. mainland, and not causing any concerns at all for us, so we don't have to worry about it. If you're heading out to the beach tomorrow, winds will be out of the northeast to start, and then they're going to shift around and come in out of the southwest during the afternoon hours, 5 to 10 knots, seas 1 to 2 feet with a light drop out on the bay, and where we've got temperatures back up in the upper 80s. We'll see a mixture of sun and clouds, but remember, if you're heading to the beach in the morning for a morning walk, you may run into some showers. There is that possibility. So this is what it looks like over the next several days. Only a 30% chance of rain in our forecast, but we're going to see the morning showers and then again in the afternoon. And then those rain chances pick up as the week wears on. We're looking at a 40 to 50% chance each day, maybe a lesser chance next weekend, and temperatures are going to be right around that 90-degree mark once again. It's a typical summer-like forecast. Adam?
Now, sports.
A day after adding an all-star, the Rays have lost one. Yesterday, Blake Snell was put on the roster to replace injured Indians pitcher Corey Kluber. Today, catcher Wilson Ramos, who was slated to start that game for the American League, leaving today's game against the Minnesota Twins in the 6th inning after legging out this ground ball, felt some hamstring tightness. Afterwards, Ramos says he will not be playing in the All-Star game and he might need even more time on the disabled list. He says he is disappointed and he worked really hard to make that team. Miami commissioners have delayed a vote on David Beckham's soccer deal after hours of public comment for and against a new soccer stadium. Commissioners decided to delay a decision to add the stadium to the November ballot until this upcoming week. The proposal calls for a 28,000-seat stadium, hotel rooms, restaurants, shops, and a new park and public soccer fields near the Miami International Airport. Well, Belgium did not win the World Cup, but they did win their last game in Russia. The Belgians blanking England 2-0 in the third-place playoff on Saturday. Belgium scored the most goals in their country's World Cup history and achieved their highest-ever finish as well. Fourth place is England's highest finish since they accomplished the same feat back in 1990. And tomorrow, France and Croatia will meet for the World Cup final starting at 11 a.m. France going for their first World Championship in 20 years, and Croatia going for their first World Cup ever. Serena Williams was not able to complete a storybook ending in Wimbledon, falling to Angelique Kerber in straight sets earlier today. She was looking for her first major win after giving birth to her first child, and an emotional Williams had a message from all mothers after that match.
For all the moms out there, I was playing free today, and I tried, but, Angelique played really well. She played out of her mind, so it was really good, and I look forward to, just continuing to be back out here and do what I do best.
Well, what Serena Williams does best is win. She was going for a record-tying 24th Grand Slam title today, just 10 months after giving birth. That's a look at sports. Your winning lotto numbers are straight ahead. Stay with us.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TruStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189. Now, for a free, no-obligation quote, TruStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
I just need a second.
Is your weight holding you back and affecting your health?
Did you see this? Your cousin had a heart attack.
Really?
Excess weight or obesity can be serious, but you can do something about it. Visit yourweightmatters.org. Download the free toolkit to prepare you to speak with a healthcare provider. Your weight does matter.
Did you know that a dirty CPAP system can make you sick? If you knew what could be growing in your mask and hose, it would keep you up at night. Now SoClean.com has released the world's first and only automated hands-free CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. With its patented design, SoClean is fast, effective, and hands-free, killing 99.9% of all CPAP germs. Try SoClean now through this special TV offer free for 30 days. Just call 800-604-0398.
My health has improved. It's simple to use, and I'm not worried about infections.
SoClean works on all CPAP machines and popular masks, destroying CPAP bacteria, viruses, and germs without the daily hassle of washing your system by hand. Just place your mask in, close the lid, and in just minutes, voila! Sanitized and ready to use. Try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. This is a limited time offer. Call now, 800-604-0398. Or visit SoClean.com today.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
I'll be right back.
Here's something we bet you didn't know. Nearly half of all cancers can be prevented. That's right, half. Nearly 50%, mostly by making small everyday changes in your diet and controlling your weight, walking more, eating less, and eating foods that help you and your family to seriously reduce the risk of cancer. And of course, by not smoking. Visit the Cancer Prevention Together We Can website and get a free 30-day planner filled with tips, recipes, stats, and more about protecting your family. Go to prevent50.org.
It's been about a month, and I can honestly say I've seen the change in me. I went from being a depressed girl who didn't want help to this happy, caring girl who loves helping other people. I just really hope that people that went through what I went through get the help that they need, because their story is important and they are loved. Thank you so much for everything.
If you don't have goals, then you won't have anything to reach, and you won't have anything to strive to be.
If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, and you're struggling to pay your bills while your case is dragging on, that's where Oasis Financial comes in. Only Oasis has Oasis Express Cash that can get you from $500 to $25,000 in as little as 24 hours, faster than anyone else. There's no risk and no out-of-pocket cost.
It was so simple. I made one.
The Florida Lottery winning numbers are sponsored by Frontier Fios.
We'll get ready for another scorcher tomorrow.
Yes,
on the Sun
indeed.
Coast.
Yes, indeed. Morning showers, too, especially around Venice. We could see some morning showers, and then they'll come back in the afternoon.
All right, we'll be back here to talk all about it at 6:30. See you then.